Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's a good thing because we're live right now, so.
Oh, okay.
It would have been it would have been you know, a mess.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and I'm sure plenty of you reacted the same fucking way. Like, if you didn't clap like an idiot and scream a couple of times, then you're probably fucking dead.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so we're gonna watch this together. We're gonna hold our hands side by side, and we're going to experience this thing together. But before we do, I've got to get to the right panel here to make sure everything is okay, because I don't know if it's okay or not. Look, oh, it's this unlisted? Why is this unlisted? Hold on, let me change this. Why is this unlisted? How do I make this listed?
So glad this isn't live or anything.
Man.
I can't talk shit, though. I don't know the first thing about technology.
All right. Well, I genuinely don't know how to make that. Oh, I found it. Okay. Public. Here we go. Hopefully that changes it. It may not. I don't know. But either way, we're live. We're going to do this. We're going to see what's happening. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders with the Rise of Skywalker. Episode 9 teaser trailer reaction video. We're going to watch it together. We're going to hold each other's hands and potentially other parts, and we're going to get through this together. Before we start, have you ever had, let me just ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
Have you ever had to make a choice between continuing to jerk off or getting on Skype and recording the Rise of Skywalker reaction video with someone?
Wait, there's a difference? I guess I'll put my dick away then.
Touche, my friend. Oh my god.
It was really hard not to just like pull it out and start beating it at work when I was watching this shit. I mean, luckily there were no clients, so it probably wouldn't have been that weird, especially considering the guy that was watching it with me. Yeah, he was pretty much in the same boat. So it would have been cool. It would have just been something that we would have busted, we would have cleaned up, we would have cried a little, and just not said shit to anybody about it.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, well, let's watch this once, and then we'll get into talking about it. You ready for this?
I totally am now.
Oh, it froze?
Yep.
I blame Skywalker.
Yeah. I blame Skynet. You know, that's a whole other story. Right?
Damn Skynet. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna hit play on this thing.
I'm not hearing anything, so I have to kind of make up the sound of myself.
Oh, really? It's just a lot of breathing. She's like heavy breathing.
Yeah.
On all we know.
Which is okay. I don't mind the heavy breathing.
No, not at all.
I love the pan thing. They stole that from me. That's what I do to you.
Yeah. Except they didn't go full balls. They just showed us the lightsabers put back together.
This is your fight.
It's true.
Which that makes me happy.
It's true. Every generation has a legend. I didn't say legend right. I said legend.
It's okay. It's Star Wars.
This I love this. How it pans with it.
It's just so fucking beautiful.
Damn,
like
that's cinematography right there.
Like just the scope that sets out alone already makes it feel bigger and better than the last one. I mean, yeah, you know, we got Crate, but
God. We're gonna shit on it in just a second. Let's just enjoy this. What? Come on! Ah! Make me like Christmas again.
And I love that where you take someone down with a cross guard, and it's so nice to see the fucking mask is coming back. Oh my god, Billy D. Like, I'm pretty sure it scared the guys next door to us, because I fucking screamed. Like, I'm not even gonna try to pretend I did. I was like, oh my god!
Oh, it's so good! Be with you. Oh, that's gonna make me cry. Fucking goddamn crayfishing.
No one's ever really gone.
Wait!
Oh, so beautiful.
Come on! Okay, I'm gonna let that spool in the background while we talk. Oh my gosh!
God damn. Oh, and the narration. Oh my, good God.
So we know Luke is in it. Of
Good
course,
God.
we knew that before, but he's gonna be in it as a Force Ghost, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can totally 100% get behind that. Like at first I was like, oh, that's stupid. Let's get rid of the fucking ghosts. We don't need a bunch of them now. We totally need Luke as a ghost because we didn't get shit last time.
I need a Force Ghost. And you know what? We're going to talk about Ian McDiarmid. Let's lead with him because I think Palpatine is going to be like the Bane in Clone Wars. He's going to be a Force entity that they run into.
Fucking hope so. I mean, for fuck's sake, like at the end of the panel, like as soon as the trailer was over, or no, it was before. He's like, "Oh, let's see this." Blah, blah. I was like, "Oh my God, he needs to be in it." God damn it, he needs to be in it.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely in some capacity.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing: there's a number of different ways that he could be in it. So let's speculate a little bit. So what I'm thinking is that was all a tease, and he's just going to be like a Force flashback. When they go and like investigate for whatever reason, they're going to investigate the Death Star on Endor. I don't know, but they're going to go there and they're going to just feel his presence, sort of like the way that Princess Leia felt the presence of Darth Maul in the comics when she went to Naboo.
Yeah.
Like an echo of, the Sith.
Uh-huh.
Or he's literally going to be in it, as in like a la Bane from the Clone Wars cartoon series where he's tethered to a space and that's how the Sith live on. Or even more than that, he could like literally be like putting his Force energy into like he was Snoke for a while and then whatever else.
Yeah, I'm hoping at the very least that he's a Force ghost. Especially because they're very likely going to lean on that shit. Because, I mean, Luke's back. Luke's fucking dead. That's the only way they can really have him back. Unless they do, like, actual flashbacks.
Right.
Which, even then, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. I want evil. I want darkness. What we had in episode 4 to 6 was this ever-present tone of darkness that was the Sith. We didn't know what it meant. We didn't know who is there just two, or are there only two that we're being presented with? Like we didn't understand the full capacity of what it meant. And then we had this massive gap in space where role-playing games, video games, novels, comic books filled in what the Sith actually were. We went back to the Old Republic. We explained how they were discovered as a species, where the rule of two came from with Bane. And then we were given the prequels. And holy shit, the prequels gave us a sense of the rise of darkness, how the Sith were biding their time and just waiting. And that was personified through one person, Palpatine. And he's back.
Yeah.
If they waste this...
God, I still can't get over the cross guard and actually taking somebody out with that. Oh, it's fucking beautiful.
I'm going to freak out if they don't have him in it, like as an entity, as an influencer.
Yeah, well, it seems like the obvious way to go, too. Just because ultimately this is JJ picking up all the shattered crap that fucking Rian Johnson pulled with the last film and trying to put it back on track. And I mean, how the hell else are you going to play fan service than have the most powerful fucking Sith of the movie? Oh, okay. Sorry, I just keep the screen freezes. But yeah, it's like, who the hell else would be powerful enough to go up against Luke Skywalker, especially as a ghost?
Yeah, no one. Well, and here's the thing: do you think that they will have him go up against Skywalker?
I would hope so. Not necessarily in like an actual like ghost battle. I think that would be just two fucking Ghostbusters, but not in a good way.
Yeah. We got Joe in the live chat saying, "Sup, nerds, Billy D. Williams, huh?" Yeah,
fuck
that's right.
yeah.
That's
right. Sneaking a whole bunch of Colt 45 for this shit.
God damn right. Oh, that would be the best screen.
Dude, God damn it, I seriously still can't get over seeing him. Like that just
yellow
feels
shirt
so
too.
right.
Like that's Solo reference right there.
Oh, the best part is like I saw a meme earlier of said, I'm going to get my shit back from you. And then, Han says, over my dead body. And then it shows the scene of him flying. It's like, yes, he fucking did it.
That's funny. That's messed up. I mean, not cool.
But it's funny.
I don't want to get off the Emperor yet because I'm not quite ready to move on.
Keep going.
There's so much buried in that. What if this entire thing, and hang in with me here because this is like super deep theory territory here. Snoke was obsessed with finding Skywalker. Skywalker was the one person that could turn Darth Vader back and kill the Emperor. If the Emperor was like projecting his essence into Snoke and using him as a vessel, why would he not want to find Skywalker and exact his revenge? That's what the Sith are all about. What if the bitter irony of it all is that he's using a Skywalker as a tool to hunt down the Skywalker, and then he, in fact, finds him and he gets his dumb ass killed by having him stand up against his own grandson. Like, what if this is just revenge?
That's pretty much the original trilogy right there. Using one Skywalker to find another Skywalker and then getting killed by the Skywalker you're trying to find. Or by a Skywalker, period.
So there's your fucking poetry harmony. Oh my gosh, I would love that.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Do you think that would put Rey in too much of a sort of a B story character mode? Like, she's not really that important to the story if that really is what's going on.
No. I mean, look at The Force Awakens. Like, any one of the side stories or anything, it could have very easily been a B story, but everything felt cohesive and like it was just as important as the next part. I mean, it's of course not how The Last Jedi was, like the B story being the main story, which was garbage and pointless, and the main story being sort of an afterthought. But I think I don't think it would mess anything up, especially JJ. I mean, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Seems like
so,
it.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
So far.
That opening scene with Rey just breathing heavily, facing down the tie. I'm assuming that's Kylo Ren. I was a little bit bummed that they didn't show her force running, like super fast. Like I felt like that was a perfect place to do a callback from the old Jedi Knight video game series and the prequels where they were just like that would have been an awesome. And then she still could have done the flip and everything, but it just would have showed that, oh yeah, we're going to do a callback to the old school force powers.
Yeah, they did kind of miss a chance to make everybody kind of tingle a little extra.
What do you think of the title, Rise of Skywalker?
When I first saw it before I actually watched the trailer, I thought it was fucking stupid. It's like that. I don't know. It felt weird, especially being that this is supposed to be the end of the Skywalker saga.
Right. I don't like it at all.
Seems.
I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, I can get it. Like, I've kind of rationalized it a little bit as being the rise of Skywalker, that being the legend, like turning this story into just like, that's it. I don't know. I rationalized in my head earlier, and now I can't articulate it because probably I was just bullshitting myself trying to like the title.
Well, here's my problem with it. Here's the poetry of it. Is that it starts with, and everything that we've been led to believe, it starts with the Sith creating a Skywalker either directly or indirectly. And the Skywalker destroying the Sith, and then presumably, somehow, the Sith coming back in some form and destroying the Skywalkers. So there's this sort of tit for tat that's happening. Except you have this rise of Skywalker that is either speaking to the redemption of Kylo Ren, who is the only Skywalker left that can act, since, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher bit the dust. And... Rey has nothing to do with Skywalker unless she's using Skywalker as a name to start a new version of the Jedi, in which I'd be pissed. I don't like that at all. But I can see it happening.
At all. But yeah.
She's like, I am not a Jedi. I am a Skywalker. Like,
okay, that sounded cool until you said that, and now that sounds fucking stupid.
And the thing is like I get like the emotion of that. Like what that means is Luke was never a fucking Jedi, not like in the true sense. He was using dark side powers the entire fucking time. And so he clearly was never a Jedi. Anakin was never a fucking Jedi. He always dabbled in the dark side to accomplish his true feats of power, and then gave in and became a Dark Lord of the Sith. The Jedi were never fucking Jedi.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
What's that?
Well, I was gonna make the argument of like Mace Windu and Qui-Gon Jinn, but then you said that, so never mind.
Yeah, even the Jedi were never Jedi. I mean, if you go back to what the Jedi were supposed to be, peaceful, never in battle, and yet the Jedi that we know and love from the prequels were generals in a war, and that's how they fell to darkness thanks to the Sith. Like, they clearly were out of balance with the Force.
Well, even before then, like even old Republic era.
Yeah.
Like that's how it's always been ever since they aligned themselves with the Republic.
Which is where that argument falls flat, because ultimately, if that's the entire legacy of the Jedi, how can you say that that's not truly a Jedi? Of course, that's the Jedi that we know and love, is the battling Jedi. But if the true Jedi is just like Buddhist monks sitting in a temple, like, fucking dumb. Like, they're not as cool as when I was a kid, if that's the case. But just for story's sake, like, what is a Jedi? If they're playing with this sort of notion, and if that's the case, and then she's like, we let the Jedi die. Luke wanted the Jedi to die. I understand as Rey why the Jedi needed to die. So now we're going to come up with a new name, a new philosophy. We are the Skywalker. Instead of going back to what the true meaning of the Jedi were, we're going to rename it so it's something that pays homage to the legacy of the individual that brought balance to the Force, but also is the family that carries through this entire legacy of generations of this storyline that we've all enjoyed for 40 years. And the characters in the story itself are living. So I get the homage that it would be paying if that were what it was referencing. And yet, as a fan, I still don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all. That's fucking stupid.
It kind of, I don't know. It bugs me that I'm so critical, but I don't dig it at all. And the story's got to be goddamn good to turn me around on it, And does this feel like a total redaction of episode 8 to you? Like they're doing nothing but callbacks to earlier movies, and yet episode 8 was literally let the past die, we're going in a new direction. So how can that not be like a total redaction?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to get that from just like a teaser trailer because we don't know any context or anything. Like the biggest thing we don't even truly know is like the fucking, seeing the Death Star or a chunk of the Death Star. And I mean, that's from all of this, that's probably one of the things that I'm most excited for is like, is that Endor or is that one of the moons? And if so, like, it's going to be fucking dope. Be able to actually see, Endor proper. But I don't know.
We're all a bunch of nerds that forget that, they were on the forest moon of Endor, which was like the 4th or 5th moon of Endor. So there are literally multiple other moons and the planet of Endor itself that they could be on. We have this emotional attention to the name of Endor and we forget the forest. The Bane trilogy talked a lot about the difference between the Sith and the Dark Jedi.
Yeah.
And the importance of the differentiation of the two. It would be interesting. I don't know if they would dive into that in the final movie, but...
Well, they might if they're trying to set up shit for other films, because even though this is supposed to be the end of the Skywalker saga, that doesn't mean they're necessarily going to leave it just for that. Like they might set up new shit because there's admittedly another trilogy coming out, at least one. And then the television shows and all that shit.
How could this be the end of the Skywalker saga if it's named The Rise of Skywalker?
Like I said, maybe The Rise is the rise of the legend of Skywalker. Like it's the finale. It's the curtain call. Right. I don't know.
It bums me.
I don't know. That's the thing I have the hardest time trying to get my head around is how it's supposed to be the end, but that's what they named the movie.
So what
this isn't just a working title. Like this is the proper title. Like this is what we're gonna see.
This is a done deal at this point. They don't announce it at Celebration just to redact it like a week later. Like, oh, sorry, our bad. That was a working title.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'd accept it.
It's really called The Final Hope. Or The Final Hope, or The Last Hope.
That I think I wouldn't like that.
We don't have no hope.
Yes, no hope.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here, is what it should be. Fucking gates of hell. All right, so what were your favorite parts about this trailer?
Fucking, oh my god, everything. Like it's so beautiful seeing, Kylo Ren throwing a fit, seeing him fix his helmet.
That was a Knight of Ren that he stabbed, right?
Oh.
It looked like the Knights of Ren from the original movie, 7.
Maybe I have yet to watch this on like my TV or anything, so
oh, dude.
Seeing it on a small screen
or
smaller screen, it's I don't know.
But watch it a couple times because I suspect that's the turning point, is that whatever the big bad guy is, if it's Palpatine or if it's some other entity that comes back, they're going to come back with the Knights of Ren and demand that Kylo, acts as he's supposed to act. And Kylo, being the ever tortured soul that he is, will probably, create some big cataclysmic error that he's going to finally have to try to undo, and that's where he's going to have to turn against his own kind, the Knights of Ren, and battle them. And I suspect that's the scene that we just saw, is him trying to turn to the light and redeem himself, and he'll probably get killed in the process, but he'll try to redeem himself, and that's the rise of the Skywalker, of him fighting the evil and saying, no, the Skywalker line will not go down as the bad guys. We have always been the good guys, filled with hope and justice.
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's just weird, especially with the tonal shift of his attitude in the end of the last one, where at the end he's like, let's get rid of everything. Let's get rid of the good, the bad. Let's get rid of the past. Just let it die. I have a hard time thinking that he's going to take such a hard shift where he's going to choose a side. I mean, of course, with the storytelling and all that shit, he probably will. And it'll go more in line with the original films. But, I don't know. I just find that kind of lazy.
Yeah. I find it, I agree 100%. Totally lazy. But I think people fall back on those ideas of, well, it's a rhyme. It's poetry, like George used to say. And I think George used it as a crutch, too. Everything does not have to fucking rhyme. There is beauty in discord, and is that we got a promise of returning to what we know and love. If there have been 2 constants throughout this entire saga as of yet, it is Palpatine and it is Vader. The legacy of both carried through in this final trilogy.
Wait, those are the constants?
Well, what else would it be?
Are we sure those are the only constants? The fucking droids.
Okay.
3PO and R2-D2.
That's true. They've been the observers reporting it all.
Exactly, because that was the whole point. They were supposed to be the storytellers.
Yeah. I don't know. I genuinely think that I think we need a return to the old school connection, and not just in tone like Episode 7 gave us, but in literal reflection. We need to see Palpatine. We need to see Luke. We need to see fucking Yoda. And if we get an Anakin, I'll get hard. Like, this is what I need in order to pay this sequel trilogy off and say, yes, it is in fact connected. And not just because we wanted to kill off the characters that you fucking grew and knew for 40 years and loved.
Yeah.
If Lando dies in this, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I'll probably punch whoever's sitting next to me.
If anyone deserves to live, it's Lando. Like, if anyone, he's the smoothest motherfucking guy in the galaxy.
He can get out of anything, for fuck's sake.
Ugh. He's got to live. If he dies, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to do the Vader no in the theater. If he dies. No! I'll freak the fuck out.
I have a feeling everybody will.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to cover with this?
No, I need a cold shower. So
25 minutes on a 2-minute trailer. All right, no, we don't love this stuff or nothing. And there's so much stuff we didn't even talk about too. The fucking Hans Metal, like fucking. Okay, we got to.
Well, are we for sure that's Hans Metal? Because there were a few, Battle of Yavin medals handed out.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe Leia was finally giving one to Chewie.
Oh, see.
And you know what's weird? That medal, that's not actually the same as the actual medal from the Battle of Yavin. Just throwing that out there to any of you nerds, in case you didn't catch that or not.
I'm going to go watch episode 4 and find out if you're right.
Oh, I can fucking send you a picture right now. I've got one.
I keep it on my phone. Oh, man.
Oh, no, I'm talking like the actual medal. I have a medal, so.
Oh, really?
No big deal or anything.
Fucking show off?
Well, I can show you.
You're fucking one up.
There we go.
Holy shit.
How
did I know that's not the fake looking one?
Well, because it says Star Wars on it. And it came from Disney.
True. That's true. Han and Luke's did not say Star Wars on it. So.
Yep. Clearly fakes. Fucking Korean knockoffs.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us on our trailer reaction video. This entire weekend is going to be filled with Star Wars nerdgasms, and I cannot wait to find out about the video game. I mean, I'm just going to lose my fucking mind. But I loved this. I thought the panel of them speaking was worthless. It didn't give us anything, and it just sort of pissed me off. But this trailer at the end and Ian McDermott coming up and saying, "Do it again" or "Play it again," that was awesome. So
yeah, that's all they needed. Like, why the fuck even have a panel over a teaser trailer?
Yeah, they couldn't say anything. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck is the point? I'm hoping we get a Mandalorian trailer. I need it. I want it. I need it.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Well, we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Ugh, especially considering they finally announced, Disney Plus coming out November 12th.
Yeah. Yes. That's going to be good. Okay, well, we got to stop this now. Thank you all so much for joining us for this live reaction. Cameron, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the last minute here.
My pleasure.
All right, everyone. Until next time, may the Force be with you.